I know a lot of people think I'm all rainbows and butterflies, but actually I take my responsibility to protect the interests of my clients extremely seriously. And because of that, when the market is unsettled, I do a lot of research so I can advise people well. If things start to shift, I want to know exactly when that happens. Nobody, I mean nobody, knows what is going to happen next week or next year in the real estate market. One economist says there's going to be a crash, and another one says 238 markets are going to see price increases in 2023. I don't care how many people comment that the housing market is going to crash. Those people don't know for sure what the future holds, and they certainly don't know what the future holds in every single market in the US. Different places are going to respond differently to the economy. I've been doing a lot of analyses in the real estate market in a ton of different areas and price points for my buyers that are getting ready to hit the spring market, and I want to share some really valuable data. With all the news, I want to be extra careful that my team isn't advising buyers to offer too much on properties that they're trying to purchase, but we also need to be aware of the realities of the market. And the truth is, it's getting more competitive. There are 3 data points I like to look at in this kind of market. After I tell you the 3 things I look for, I'll give you an overview of what this data looks like right now for all the towns in Wake County. The first thing I like to know is, what is the percentage of homes that received multiple offers in the market where my buyer plans to make an offer? Many people don't realize this, but there are an unlimited number of markets in any given metropolitan area. When I say market, I'm talking about the price point and the location where my buyer plans to make an offer. A buyer shopping in Cary for homes under $600,000 is shopping in a completely different market than a buyer shopping in Cary for homes under $1.5 million, or a buyer shopping in Clayton for homes under $600,000. The advice I give in all of these scenarios is completely different, because if I look at the data for an entire city or a zip code, but I don't narrow it down to the price point, the data will be meaningless, at least for the purposes of making an offer. Let me show you what I mean. In Cary, if you look at all homes that sold in the months of January and February, you can see that 17% of homes that sold in January had competing offers, and 22% of homes that sold in February had competing offers. This gives us a general idea of whether the market is moving toward more or less competition. But if you look at different price points, the numbers are totally different. So in January, 11% of buyers shopping in the $600,000 price point experienced competing offers, but in February, 34% of buyers shopping in this price point experienced competing offers. If you look at closed homes over $1 million in Cary, it's even more different. In January, 20% of homes had competing offers, and in February, there were no competing offers in this price point. Interestingly, even without competing offers in February, half of these homes sold at or above list price. One home sold for 7% over list price with no competing offers. So you can see that these things can change from week to week and can look totally different to different buyers, even shopping in the same town. Again, I give completely different advice to buyers based on their specific situation. It's not one size fits all. But knowing if there are competing offers doesn't tell us everything we need to know to present an offer without offering too much. The next data point I want to know is, what is the sales price to list price ratio? Now, you would think with 34% of homes getting multiple offers that many offers would be well over list price, but the truth is that only 23% of those homes sold over list price. 15% sold at list price, and 62% sold below list price. The median sales price to list price ratio was 99% of list price, so a 1% below value was pretty typical, even with all of those competing offers. Competing offers does not always mean over list price offers. But we still need another data point. The problem with both of these 2 metrics is they're backward facing. These are all based on closed sales, which means on average they went under contract a month ago, but that doesn't tell us what's happening right now. We need to look at the most recent data, so I like to look at transactions that are currently pending. If I can get enough transactions that went pending in the last week, that's ideal. The problem with this is offer criteria is confidential until closing. We have no idea what types of offers people are making. We don't know if they're over list price, under list price, so we have to make some generalizations. We're going to look back at closed sales in Cary for the last month so I can show you why I'm making the assumptions I'm about to make. If we look at everything that sold, the median home took 9 days to sell and sold for 1% below list price. But if we only look at properties that sold in 3 days or less, so basically these homes sold in the first weekend, we can see that the median home sold for full list price and the average home sold for 2% over list price. Homes that are presented well to the market and sell right away almost always sell for more than homes that sit on the market for a while. So you don't want to average the data for those 2 types of homes together if you're making an offer on a home that's brand new to the market and really well presented. The other thing to note is that in the data we just looked at, the number of homes that had competing offers is exactly the same as the number of homes that sold in the first weekend. So while we can't tell for sure what types of offers are being made, we can see that the percentage of homes that went under contract in that first weekend for properties that went pending in the last 7 days, that gives a pretty strong idea of what the market is doing right now in real time. So now that we know what to look for, let's look at this data for each town in the triangle. Remember that this data changes, and also it's totally different based on price point. So please don't use this information to make an offer. Call me and let my team help you structure your offer appropriately. If you want to see a copy of this data up close, you can find it in my blog at the link below. If you like this video, you might also like this one.